going to have a little talk about acne. I've battled with acne for most of my adult life. I'm just going to get into it and talk about when it started for me, how it's progressed and changed throughout the years, and how I've learned to combat it by making simple lifestyle changes, things that aren't necessarily costly but are efficient for maintaining a clear canvas for your makeup. So yeah, obviously for most people, acne starts in middle school, during puberty, progresses through high school. Usually once they hit adulthood, it kind of like blends out through that awkward stage, and then they're beautiful skin, young, youthful looking adults. For me, it actually started when I first entered my 20s. So yeah, it was not a pleasant time for me. It really started to affect my confidence level and how I perceived the way others were looking at me, because I felt like they were constantly looking at my blemishes and not who I am. I started having breakouts all throughout my T-zone, and then it progressed into cystic acne. So I was getting acne up to my cheekbones, and it was like very painful. They looked like welts. The more you tried to push them, to surface them, the more hyperpigmentation you would cause yourself, and in the long run it would actually spread more cystic acne. So I learned the hard way by trying to pop those volcanoes. It spread all the way up to my cheekbones. So now you can see I have like a lot of blemishes in my T-zone still, more so on my forehead. I usually get a lot of whiteheads in between my eyebrows. I'll explain how I've been maintaining that lately. But my biggest issue is the hormonal acne I have all around my mouth, because even though it's under control now, in like a week or so I'm heading towards my menstrual cycle, I could end up with a serious outbreak. And having acne around your mouth is never a good look. Not only that, but I don't want to have scarring where I end up having like, sagging and lines all around my lips because of, acne blemishes. So I'm just going to explain to you how I learned to combat my cystic acne and how I now try to maintain whiteheads and other blemishes that I'm dealing with. With my cystic acne, like I said, that started around like 21, 22. It carried on until I was about 25. So I dealt with that for a good 3 or 4 years. A lot of it was constant flare-ups, so it wasn't just like periodic, go away, come back. In that time frame, I tried different things like eliminating foods to see if I was having any reactions to anything I was taking into my body, and that didn't really work for me. I mean, there were times where, I might not have like full blown up to my cheekbones, but I still had it, right? So that never worked. So then I looked into, increasing my workout routines and habits, thinking maybe like I could just sweat it out of my body. I tried probiotics, I tried different detoxes, nothing would work. So then I started seeing a decrease in the cystic acne. And again, it took things like not picking at my skin, not wearing makeup. With that, in due time, I started to follow other like regimens that I still follow today, and that helped me with my other types of acne, like my whiteheads and blackheads. I was still having like hormonal acne around my mouth and in between my eyebrows. I started to make other subtle changes that didn't cost me a single dollar. Things like wearing my hair up to bed, not washing my face as much, because believe it or not, we do have good oil in our skin that helps combat bacteria that cause more acne, and overwashing your face can actually irritate your skin and cause like tons of blemishes. So as I get up in the morning every day in the shower and just lightly splashing my face with water, not running my face under the shower head, because that's another thing that I stopped doing. I stopped washing my face in hot water. Don't use hot water. Like lukewarm is fine if you have a lot of, silicone-based makeups and things like that on, but you really shouldn't be using hot water. Another thing that I stopped doing was washing my hair every day too. And now I wash my hair about 2 times a week, once a week even if I can get away with it. And I use silicone-free, paraben-free shampoos and conditioners, because again, your skin is your biggest organ. When you wash your hair, even if you're tilting backwards, inevitably you are still getting like soaps and byproducts from your shampoo and conditioner into your skin. So that can really irritate your forehead and cause a lot of the forehead acne. So I stopped doing that. Another thing that I stopped doing was eating before going to bed. A lot of times I was munching out chips, crackers, even fruit. Like, you just gotta stop. You gotta stop drinking fluids, everything. You gotta stop at least 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed. And then you can increase from there if you really want to stop eating, maybe 4 hours before bed. Another habit is brushing your teeth before bed. Depending on like what your gums can handle. I don't do it every single night, but I try to go to bed with a clean mouth, at least rinse my mouth out. You can even use salt and water if you want to just rinse out your mouth with the saline solution. That way you're killing any bacteria that are still remaining in your mouth in case you drool. Like, I think I might drool a little bit in my sleep. So I try not to have anything acidic in my mouth because it's just contributing to my hormonal acne. Another thing that I stopped doing was drinking bottled water. I think at this point, everybody needs to stop drinking bottled water. Not only is the plastic bad for the environment, but we're taking natural spring water from the ground, destroying land. And also some of the bottled water is essentially just from a tap, and it's just had its minerals eliminated from the water and then re-added. So all of those additives can really cause an issue in your digestive tract, as well as like, the plastic particles that come from the bottle itself can, clog your intestines and your filtration system that you need in order to help you combat things like your hormonal acnes and bacterial acnes. So yeah, get rid of the bottled water, get past that. I actually kicked my water addiction through eliminating bottled water because I was overcompensating like liters of water into my system every day, thinking that was going to flush the acne out of my skin, which was actually doing the opposite. It was contributing to more acne. I was flushing out good nutrients and essential vitamins that I was intaking through my foods that I was needing in order to help with looking healthy and refreshed. You have to really be careful with your water intake. Once I stopped drinking an excessive amount of water and adding things like a juice here and there or something, I started to notice my skin calming down. I wasn't having random dry patches or over oily patches. Picking, obviously, you do not want to be picking your skin. Like I was mentioning with the cystic acne, it'll spread like wildfire. But just picking in general, using your dirty nails. My boyfriend would always yell at me for this because what's under your nail? There's so much bacteria, everything you've touched throughout the day, fecal matter, everything. And now you go and touching your face. Touching your face, picking your face, like don't do it anymore. Don't do it. You feel your hand going up, just put it down and get this conscious reminder in your head not to be touching your face. And then when it came to like makeup and stuff like that, I can wear makeup every day now. I still obviously give myself a break 2 to 3 times a week where I go the whole day without wearing any makeup because I believe in letting your skin breathe and just recognizing your skin in its natural state so you can see, aging, spots, lines, scarring, hyperpigmentation, rosacea, rashes, anything of that nature. Because every day we're covering that all up, we forget. You don't want to forget because the more you forget, in the long run, that will show through. You're not going to age well if you have a face full of blemishes and clogged pores, period. I try to figure out the root causes of my skin issues. I'm not just going to run to the doctor. I'm not just going to switch a product. Like I've tried all drug department store brands that you can think of when it comes to washing my face because I always thought this product's not working, maybe it's something else, maybe I can use this, maybe I can use that, hundreds and hundreds of dollars later, and I was really just masking the issue. I still do use drugstore brands, but I've just figured out what works for me. I've tried every product under Biore, Cetaphil, Spectro-Gel, Clean and Clear, St. Ives, Live Clean, like I've tried everything. So now what I find has been working for me involves like a few different products. So like I said, when I get up, I'm not washing my face, just splash it off with some water. Then I put makeup on and I go about my day. When I come home, I shower, I get out of the shower, I use the St. Ives Acne Control. So it's a apricot scrub. This is not recommended to use if you have cystic acne. I did use it as a child, like as a teenager. This was something my mom always had in our house, and I swear by it. When I started to have cystic acne and I went back to using this product, it actually spread my acne and caused me more issues than I had already been dealing with. That's because the apricot scrub is a pretty rough scrub. It does have like beads of apricot shell in it, but it's very textured. Like I said, when it comes to cystic acne, you don't want to be breaking it or rubbing it or irritating it, and this product will cause little mini nicks and spread your cystic acne, so you don't want that. Now though, this works fabulous for my T-zone area, and for the last couple of years that has been a major problem for me. I use it on my forehead and I use it around here. I kind of do it all over. It not only removes your dead skin, but like I said, it exfoliates, and that's what you have to do when you're dealing with the white heads, because those are deep under your skin. You cannot pop those until they're ready to be eliminated and extracted. So until then, the scrub is going to be your best friend. To remove stubborn makeup after that, if I'm wearing like heavy amount of makeup, as you can see it's almost done now, but I do use the Biore charcoal deep pore cleanser. It gives you like this heating, cooling like it's like warm and then immediately cooling sensation afterwards. I like that because it does break down things like my waterproof mascara, just any other buildup from the makeup that the scrub didn't remove. And not only that, but I'll use this every day even if I'm not using the scrub. Another thing I like to use is tea tree oil face toner. So this is just to even out any hyperpigmentation I'm dealing with from blemishes or scarring. It just removes any other impurities and things like that. This is picked up from Shoppers. It has WitchHazel in it and stuff, so it also helps in healing any open wounds that I might have on my face that day. This Clean and Clear 5% benzoyl peroxide acne medication is the best. I found this again at Shoppers, I think 3 or 4 years ago. I was having a really bad day running around Toronto, going to a bunch of different castings. Sometimes it's a very high stress job, caused myself a breakout. I was looking for Clean and Clear. It's another acid medication. I'll have to mention it. I can't remember right now, but that's what I was looking for. I stumbled across this. So before purchasing it right in the store, I pulled up my phone and started Googling it, and they were saying that the benzoyl peroxide, it zaps whatever you're putting this on. I was still dealing with the end of my acne, my cystic acne at the time that I found this. This saved my life. Once you put this on, it breaks the spread. So that was awesome. And lastly, what I do for my mask routine, once a week, I use this GlamGlow Super Mud. This mask goes on your face. You leave it on for about 5 to 20 minutes until it hardens and dries. It smells amazing. What does it have in it? Cipriella. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Yeah, this mask is just amazing. So you can use it as a spot treatment or you can use it all over your face. So I tend to use it more so as a spot treatment just because I don't want to dry out my cheeks. They're a pretty dry zone. So I put it on my forehead, in between my brows, along the sides of my nose because I do get a buildup of black and white heads in here. And then I have some rosacea around my nose, so I'll put that on there. This doesn't irritate my skin personally. And then I put it around my mouth. So yeah, I do that but once a week, sometimes once every 2 weeks. You can really use it at your own discretion based off of your current outbreaks. If my skin's looking good, I have the whole theory don't fix what's not broken. Don't go and do something if it's not needed. So yes, I always need a facial. I'm aware of that. I always need a facial, but I'm not always going to use this if I don't need to. And this is a little more expensive. I could pick this up at Sephora. You can pick them up in kits. It's a lot more better because then you get it for a lot more cheaper. I think this retails for about 70 Canadian dollars, maybe 80. I could be wrong. I got it in a kit. Another product I use by GlamGlow that I got in a kit is their firming mask. So it's called this one's the pink glitter mask gravity mud firming treatment. It's really cool sparkly mask. You just put it all over your face. Reminds me of Polly Pocket toy. I don't know why. It's just so glittery and pretty. It just reminds me of my childhood. And that'll just kind of shrink up all your pores after you've used the mud and you peel it off. So that's pretty much what I've figured out over the years for myself, and I really hope that some of these suggestions can help you deal with your acne. Again, have patience and time because this is not going to go away overnight. As you can see, I'm still dealing with my hormonal issues. I'm hoping as I get a little older, it'll start balancing out. I've never went to a dermatologist for any professional consultation, and I do not claim to be a medical professional. I'm just throwing out there what could possibly help you end up with clearer skin and more confidence, because to me, we deal with enough issues in this world, but if you can love yourself and you can carry yourself at your highest level, then you can achieve whatever you want. Thank you.